Welcome to the Baja Mar Hoops Bahamas Championship from Nassau. A top 15 showdown for the title as the number 15 Red Raiders of Texas Tech take on the top-ranked Purdue Boilermakers. Well, Purdue held to a season-low 80 points last night, clawed on back in the second half to take care of the Memphis Tigers. Texas Tech, a one-point win over Wake Forest to set up this monster matchup in the title game. It is great to have you with us alongside the All-American and national champion Kyle Macy. I'm Chris Sylvester. Anna Bellinghausen joins us shortly. This is a matchup you'd usually find the third weekend of March. It's only the third weekend of November. This should be a lot of fun.
It should be a lot of fun. Both teams have one thing in mind, and that's winning a national championship. So each time you go take the floor, you got to bring your best.
Texas Tech brings back last season's Big 12 Player of the Year, J.T. Toppin. He's being talked about as an AP Player of the Year candidate here in the first few weeks.
Yeah, preseason All-American. He does a little bit of everything for Tech. Inside game, really strong going to the basket, but also rebounding and kicking it out with a fast break. Likes to go to that right shoulder for the left-handed half hook. Real soft touch around the basket.
Purdue is full of sharpshooters. Fletcher Lawyer stands out among them.
He's a great shooter. He started out a little cold last night, 0 for 5, but he caught fire that second half, finished for 20 points. And his length on those outside shots really opens up the court down low for their big men. Gives a real good balance.
Does it get any more fun than this in the month of November? It's number 15, Texas Tech. Number 1, Purdue. The Baja Mar Hoops Bahamas title game tips off next.
We've been told that creatine is just for bodybuilders. But in reality, it was meant for all of us. Meet Create, gummies formulated from Creapure, the gold standard in creatine monohydrate, which can support brain health, energy, and recovery, and provide incredible everyday benefits to everyone. So forget what you've been told. We're Create, and we're changing the narrative on creatine. Learn more about Create at trycreate.co.
This is Tom. Work has been weird lately. He's gonna fly the coop, and fast. Luckily, AI mode in Google search can help him hatch a plan. It's gotta be quick, and it's gotta be, yeah. That should do it. Phew, things were getting dicey there for a moment, but now, everything's gravy. Planning a quick getaway? Just ask Google.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you? Pickable.
We are Selkirk. We are pickleball. 10 years in and just getting started. Family-owned, USA-based, pickleball proud. Selkirk Sport. We are pickleball.
You guys are gonna love this.
I think those are done.
I think we need a little bit of patience.
When you want a reliable hot breakfast without a side of family drama, it matters where you stay. Book now and save up to 25%. Hilton for the stay.
Domino's new spicy chicken bacon ranch is looking hot. Is that drizzled with? Ooh, fire. Mix and match medium specialty pizzas for $9.99. Only at Domino's.
Well, they say it's better in the Bahamas, especially when you get a chance to play for a trophy. It's all hanging in the balance. Number 15, number 1, meeting in the Baja Mar Hoops Championship. Texas Tech, a close win over Wake Forest. Purdue beat Memphis last night to set up this matchup. Texas Tech inserts Luke Bamboye into the starting lineup. Had a nice effort scoring and rebounding off the bench last night. Same starting 5 for the top-ranked Purdue Boilermakers. Grant McCasland, year 3 at Texas Tech, has won 55 games. Comes over after a very successful run, 5 years at North Texas. That included a big dance win over Purdue and Matt Painter. They just notched his 501st career victory last night. The only program to be a 4 seed or better in 8 straight NCAA tournaments. And Purdue has done it with just 1 McDonald's All-American in the last 20 years.
That speaks to the development that the coaching staff at Purdue does for the young players. And we talked a little bit about it last night, the fact that he's still one of those college college coaches that recruits high school kids. Some of the coaches have kind of given up on high school players, wait till they go to junior college or come out of the transfer portal. But he likes to get them young, maybe redshirt them a year, but really works on their individual development. And also the way they fit in with the team. It may not be the most talented individually, but it's a good fit with the other 4 players on the court.
Packed house in the ballroom at Baha Mar, and Texas Tech wins the opening tap. Tony Padilla, Bert Smith, Deldre Carr, your officials. The Red Raiders' lone blemish, a loss in Big Ten country against the Illinois Fighting Illini last week. Christian Anderson comes up short on the night's first attempt. Here comes C.J. Cox going coast to coast, and he misses the left-hand layup.
Good job by Anderson not slapping down on that drive to shot. Just went up vertically, held his ground. Allowed to do that.
Graham McCaslin electing to bring LaJuan Watts off the bench tonight and putting Luke Bamboye in that starting spot. J.T. Toppin misses his first attempt from the outside, just 1 for 10 from three-point territory this season. And Trey Kaufman-Renn lights the lamp.
Unusual shot, but he's very effective with it. That time almost 12, 13 feet out on the floor. Nothing but net.
4th game of the season for Trey Kaufman-Renn, who missed the first 2. And all he's done is post 3 double-doubles all 3 times he's been out there. Limited to 26 minutes and some foul trouble last night. Anderson finds Toppin. He'll let it fly from deep again, and this time he misses everything.
And, you know, I think Purdue is very happy to have Toppin shoot a bunch of threes in there. They'll give him that shot because he hadn't proved that he can make it consistently, at least not enough to win a ball game for Texas Tech.
3rd all-time meeting between these programs, and the first since Texas Tech beat Purdue in the 2018 Sweet 16. The year before, the Red Raiders went all the way to the national title game and lost in overtime to Virginia. Braden Smith, topside Fletcher Lawyer. Late in the clock here for Purdue. Smith underneath the free throw line, comes up short. A second effort for the Boilermakers. Smith stepped out. Braden Smith, it was so puzzling to see him struggle to score the basketball. Just 2 of 14 from the field last night, but still wound up with 11 assists.
And one thing teams are doing, they're trying to put a little longer defender on him, take away some of his vision. And again, from watching film, it seems like when he goes right, he's looking more to score. Going to his left, looking more to kick, or a 2-man game to drop pass to the big man.
Nice no-look feed. Bamboye wasn't ready for it. Ripped away by Trey Kaufman-Renn, and he's fouled.
Bamboye, you say, what? Foul? I had my hand caught in there. I couldn't get it out. He almost took it out of the socket, looked like. Just couldn't control the lob pass. Kaufman-Renn gets hold of it there. He's got his arm.
You know, the Boiler Ball official Purdue X account today said, pace yourself, Boiler fans, earlier with this late East Coast tip time, almost 10 p.m., and this place absolutely packed with Purdue faithful. They have all poured down from the Midwest. Fletcher Lawyer couldn't finish. Trey Kaufman-Renn recalibrates and missed it. Some good looks inside. An empty trip for Purdue as Texas Tech looks for its first points. Petty on a pocket pass. J.T. Toppin right over the top of Oscar Clough for the Red Raiders' first points.
That's his game. He's got to get down the low post and use that soft touch, long arms, that left hand. Does a great job going to the right shoulder when he's got his back to the basket.
Texas Tech bringing Watts and Petty off the bench early in this basketball game. Watts has the assignment of Trey Kaufman-Renn. What a breakout campaign he had a year ago, and Watts is whistled for the reach-in foul.
J.T. Toppin averaging almost 24 points on a year, 12 rebounds, and this is his move, that little soft hook going to the left side. I was talking to the official, Tony Padilla, before the game there while we were staying out getting ready for the pregame, but asking him about how do you defend a player when they just back you in like Kaufman-Renn can do. He says, you're allowed to put the forearm in the back. I remember when they used to call that a foul, the forearm. He said, no, they changed it about 5-6 years ago. As Cox makes a pull-up jump shot, give Purdue a 4-2 lead. But He said, you're allowed to put that form. He said, guys just don't defend very well using that.
Well, for C.J. Cox, it was the X factor for Purdue last night. On an evening where Braden Smith struggled to score it, Cox had a season-high 18 points, 4 trays. Donovan Atwell cans the 3 for Texas Tech.
Atwell needs to get off the mark like with that basket. He struggled a little bit last night, took some quick shots, and he didn't really get the playing time that he's used to.
Foul trouble limited him to 17 minutes, but that's his 233rd career tray as Cox is on target from the mid-range again.
Cox is playing very well this tournament.
A sophomore from Lexington, Massachusetts, with 4 straight for Purdue. Jalen Petty sets up J.T. Toppin, and he left that one short. Such a fascinating matchup down low tonight. J.T. Toppin, Oscar Clough were the top 2 double-double machines in college basketball last year. Braden Smith connects on a fadeaway, and Purdue with 4 straight.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Again, going to his right, though, looking to score.
Toppin can't silence the Purdue faithful. Lawyer finds a crease and fouled. Free throws for Fletcher Lawyer on the other side. Top-ranked Purdue. 8-5 early over number 15 Texas Tech. And C.J. Cox, fresh off a season high last night, picking up where he left off as we step away from Nassau.
When you don't want to lose sleep over the holidays, it matters where you stay. Book now and save up to 25%. Hilton for the stay.
Old Trapper beefs. One-upping.
I'm a big Old Trapper fan. Not bigger than me. I love Old Trapper. I love how tender it is. Don't forget the wood smoke flavor.
What about the clear bag?
That shows you exactly what you're getting.
Savory beef.
Quality ingredients. I'm their biggest fan.
Old Trapper, what's your beef?
Will you sign my bag and my tattoo?
Can I help you, sir?
Here's the bill from the dealership where I got my car, and I'd like you to beat it with a better deal on one of these fine cars.
Not how it works.
Verizon it is. Anyone can bring their AT&T or T-Mobile bill, and they'll give you a better deal.
Isn't Verizon expensive?
No. Better deal, best 5G network. I'll take this little red situation here.
Don't call it that.
Bring your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store for a better deal today.
On your way.
You're not as cool as Verizon.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you? Pickable.
Back in the Bahamas with Purdue and Texas Tech underway. And for the Boilermakers, Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith just started their 116th consecutive game together. Last week, that set a Purdue school record. Coach Painter said it means so much to have those guys have a long-lasting connection. And Tops actually made it into a trading card. It was enshrined when they made their 113th consecutive start that set that school record. And again, Coach Painter just said it's not really common in college basketball anymore to see guys stick together like this. And as for the one-of-one version of this card, Braden Smith is currently in negotiations with the person who pulled that card. So whoever that is, Braden Smith wants that card badly.
Get some of Braden Smith's NIL, and that gets me thinking. Kyle Macy has some trading cards available somewhere on the internet, I'd imagine. Do you own any of your own basketball cards?
I've got a couple that people have sent me.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
never
collect.
purchased one of your own cards
No,
like Braden
I don't
Smith's
collect
trying to do.
cards,
In all fairness, it's a pretty cool card.
It's a nice
that you and
card,
Fletcher
yeah.
Lawyer
Yeah.
collaborated
One
on.
of one, too. You know the value's got to be way up there. Plus, you were talking about the NIL money. Concessions from T-shirt sales and all those kind of things. Purdue fans, Braden Smith is one of the top with his T-shirt, name on the back, picture of his plane.
Well, Fletcher Lawyer is almost automatic at the free throw line. Has only missed one this season. And the Boilermakers have scored 6 straight points. Daniel Jacobson in the game for Purdue. The 7'4" center didn't play much last night. Petty. And horseshoes off the rim. Watts in among the trees. Grabs a second effort. Atwell. You bet. Donovan Atwell's second early triple.
Good fake by Watts that time, too. Got the offensive board. Looked at Anderson on the right side. Instead threw it left to Atwell. Gave him plenty of time to get set.
Donovan Atwell, the last 3 seasons at UNC Greensboro, where he became one of the best and most accomplished three-point shooters in the country. Lawyer gives it up. C.J. Cox got a 3.
Yeah, you got to find him. A guy makes 1 or 2 shots, okay, fine, but then you got to take him off that spot. Don't allow him just to get so comfortable. You saw him do it last night. Once he gets going, he's a great shooter.
7 of Purdue's first 13, courtesy of C.J. Cox. Top in, finds Atwell on a sidestep. He launches and hits. Donovan Atwell with 3 early trays. Texas Tech keeping pace with Purdue. Got that look in his eyes right now.
Yeah, much more focused than he was last night.
Donovan Atwell matching his point total from all of last night. Now a moving screen on the big fella Jacobson.
Donovan Atwell with a good kick from Watts. The left hand, nice and smooth rotation. Nothing but net, and then a little deeper on the left side. Same result.
Texas Tech. They have been one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. Knocked down 12 to get past Wake Forest last night. Knocked down 18 opening night against Lindenwood and set a single-game program record. Top in finds Christian Anderson, and it pops out. Anderson 16 points, 8 assists last night. Trey Kaufman-Renn, that's right about his sweet spot. With the height advantage on LaJuan Watts. Count it, and 1 for Trey Kaufman-Renn.
He's a low post. You know, he played against centers all last year. Now gets to take on those foremen that aren't quite as big. Really gained valuable experience. See a little fake back to the middle, and Watts didn't move his feet. Slapped him inside the head for an and 1 maybe.
Prior to his junior season last year, he had never averaged more than 6.5 points per game. Some of that was Zach Edey clogging up those low post minutes. And Trey Kaufman-Renn up to 20 points per game last season, one of the most improved players in the country. And he's added rebounding to those scoring totals, the early returns this year.
Yeah, well, by moving to the 4, it frees him up to get more rebounds, because, you know, you're wrestling with those 5 minutes. It's hard to get your body off them, but being 4, he can overpower some of the shorter guys.
Petty hits the straightaway 3. The freshman connects from downtown early. Had 3 triples last night against Wake Forest.
A little unusual shot in the fact that he jumps so high before he releases it.
Omer Meyer, who's a sharpshooter himself, off the bench for Purdue with Jakari Harris, as Kaufman-Renn can't hit from the free throw line on that unorthodox push shot. JT Toppin dishes. Tyree Bryan out to Petty, and he missed this one off the back iron. Purdue wants to push. Some ridiculous offensive efficiency numbers early in the season for Matt Painter's club as Smith's free throw crawls out. Layup attempt crawls out.
Yeah, then the question becomes, if you think he's going to try to score going to his right, do you want that to happen, or do you try to make him back left, which is going to make everybody else better?
Trey Kaufman-Renn picks up the foul, sending JT Toppin to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Again, Toppin likes to go to that right shoulder with his back to the basket. This kind of gives him a little rhythm or feel on that reverse play.
Second season at Texas Tech for J.T. Toppin. He was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year at New Mexico under Richard Pitino 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, missed the first one. He's shooting about 62% from the free throw line on the year. If I'm him, I'm spending a lot of time at the free throw line because I know I'm going to get a lot of free throws during the course of this season. So why not, instead of averaging 24, you make 4 more free throws. It's a big difference.
Splits the pair here. Texas Tech is pulled even with top-ranked Purdue. 15's on the board about 8 minutes in from a packed house at the Baha Mar Convention Center in Nassau. Championship of this event. And a big resume win hanging in the balance. Smith feeds Clough for the two-hand stuff.
That's a set play. They run a lot of picks, so the defense will get lost. And if they try to jump out on Smith, he's real good at reading that. Sometimes it's a bounce pass, that time a little hook pass.
Anderson got some space and cashes in from deep.
I think he needs to be much more aggressive offensively. Not looking to score every time, but at least be aware of it, get to the basket when he can. He's got a good-looking shot.
14th triple of the early season for Christian Anderson. He was a 10.5-point per game scorer as a true freshman at Texas Tech last year. The Red Raiders by a point. Jakari Harris operating downhill and drawing a reach-in foul. Oscar Clough with an exclamation point at the rim, but Texas Tech has had the answers from the outside early. Christian Anderson with one of the 5 Red Raider makes from downtown, and it's a 1-point lead for Tech.
This is the NWSL Championship.
And the stakes could not be higher.
On CBS and streaming.
Get started today at framebridge.com.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
No better place to get away and have some fun. The Baha Mar Resort, Nassau, the Bahamas. Elite college basketball on display. 15th ranked Texas Tech. 1-point lead over #1 Purdue in the early going, and 2 AP preseason All-Americans featured in tonight's Baha Mar Hoops title game.
And unless something unexpected happens, you got to believe one of these 5 players will be the National Player of the Year. It's been a good battle so far, back and forth.
J.T. Toppin early in this basketball game has been held to just 1 field goal. After a short rest, Toppin back on the floor out of the timeout. Important for Texas Tech to keep him out there. Wake Forest really took advantage of the non-Toppin minutes in the first round of this event last night. What a finish we had earlier in the consolation game. The former Boilermaker Miles Colvin hitting a buzzer beater to help beat Memphis for Wake Forest earlier tonight. It stays here with Purdue off the block shot. The shot clock didn't reset. Meyer has to step back and hoist, and he puts it in. Omer Meyer on target as time expires on the 30.
Good looking freshman. He plays with a lot of confidence. He's got great experience over in Israel where he grew up. He had a chance for a long time to play with the pro team in that system.
Played professionally in Europe's top league last season. That's deflected into the backcourt, and an over and back violation. Grant McCaslin believed Purdue had touched it last.
There with the step back. Atwell just a little late getting there.
Matt Painter, when asking him if he saw any similarities between the national runner-up team 2 years ago and this one, he just feels like this Boiler group has a lot more skill. They're taking a look at the last play. Back at
Texas was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person. They're ready to do your taxes for you, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
Grant McCasland and Texas Tech opened the season ranked 10th in the AP poll. It was the highest preseason ranking in program history. Knocked back a little bit after a close loss in a true road environment against the Illinois Fighting Illini last week. And McCasland still upset with that last over and back call that was not changed during that last stoppage. So it's Purdue basketball with a 2-point lead. Jakari Harris turns around, missed it off the back rim. Clough blocked inside by JT Toppin. He can do that too. Petty tried to get it to Bamboye. It's intercepted by Clough.
A good idea, just a little short of the pass. Thrown it higher, he would have had a chance to get it, score.
Cox elevates. And a foul going the other way on Purdue. Oscar Clough picks it up.
That's a good call. Clough's a physical player, and if he gets a chance, he'll try to put that body on you. And you see, just kind of tried to run him over there.
The 6'11" big man from Canada, Mariol Aquintook, who did not see any time last night against Wake Forest. Seeing some early run for Texas Tech in this game. Second night of a back-to-back for both of these teams. And you don't do this very often in college basketball outside of events this time of year in conference tournaments. Petty's open. Toppin has the putback.
And Toppin may have got away with the same thing on that end against Jacobson. Kind of pushed him underneath the basket or walked him underneath the basket.
20's on the board in this top 15 showdown. Jacobson spoon feeds Fletcher Lawyer. And he got it. Fletcher Lawyer led Purdue with 20 points last night against Memphis. That's his first field goal of this game. Toppin across the floor. Atwell works it to Petty. Finds its way back to Toppin. The double comes again. Atwell lets it fly. His first miss off the back rim. And Benter able to save it in bounds for Purdue.
Purdue doing an excellent job rotating out of that double team in the low post.
Meyer. Book it. Five points off the bench for the freshman from Israel.
Had only been shooting 38% coming in this game, but knocking him down with a lot of confidence tonight.
Toppin's missed all three from back there. Purdue basketball.
I don't know about that call. I'd like to see that if we would get that on tape, because the player looked like he was out of bounds, and if the ball's still live, you can't throw the ball out. Let's see here on the rebound. Again, just kind of lost it. Still in.
Oh, it may have hit Benter's leg on the way back down.
Yeah.
Graham McCasland electing not to challenge. Lawyer has it knocked away. Atwell to steal. He'll let it fly. And missed his last two after connecting on his first three. Braden Smith skips it. Lawyer. Trey Kaufman-Renn. A second chance for the Boilermakers. C.J. Cox. Timer dwindles to single digits. Kaufman-Renn has a goaltend. Aquintook pinned it up against the glass. And count it for Trey Kaufman-Renn. Late night in Nassau. A ton of energy from Boiler Ball in the Caribbean. 6-point lead for top-ranked Purdue.
This is Judy and Pedro. They just bought their first home and are learning a lot. Thanks to Google, Pedro knows more than he wanted to about gravel.
Oh.
And Judy wouldn't call herself a plumber, but she dabbles.
Wait, how do these things work together?
Honey, I did it!
So far, if they've learned one thing about home ownership, is that there's a lot to learn. Good thing you can just ask Google.
We are Selkirk. We are pickleball. 10 years in and just getting started. Family-owned, USA-based, pickleball proud. Selkirk Sport. We are pickleball.
Gatorade has the #1 proven electrolyte blend, designed to hydrate better than water. Made to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel, so you can lose more sweat and earn a place in history. Gatorade. Is it in you? Pickable.
CBS Sports Network's coverage of college hoops continues Sunday. It's the second day of the Greenbrier tip-off. Catch Butler and Virginia in the championship at 2 Eastern, followed by Northwestern and South Carolina playing for the consolation at 5. Both Butler and Virginia winners earlier tonight in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Michael Ajayi was at Gonzaga last year, had a big game against South Carolina. And Virginia unbeaten to open the Ryan Odom era. Six straight points for the top-ranked Purdue Boilermakers to jump in front of number 15 Texas Tech, 26-20 with 7:20 on the first half clock. With the All-American and national champ Kyle Macy, Chris Sylvester, Anna Bellinghausen, our entire crew, putting the finishing touches on the 2025 Baha Mar Hoops Bahamas Championship. Anderson. It bounces in. A shooter's touch.
Yeah. He's got a good touch. Got a good shot. Purdue gets the ball to a side. They like to keep it over there, but Anderson did a good job of bringing back to the middle and set that high pick.
77 trays for Christian Anderson as a true freshman last season. Remember, Texas Tech, they were so close to a Final Four. Florida came storming back in the Elite Eight game, and the rest was history. Braden Smith thanks the basketball heavens as he finally connects from the outside in Nassau.
Both hands to his head, kind of like, finally I made a shot.
2 for 14 last night and 1 for 6 from the perimeter. 5 points in the first half for Braden Smith. Purdue has opened a 6-point lead. Anderson feeling it, missed this one off the front rim. It's taken by C.J. Cox. Smith across the floor. Lawyer feeds Jacobson. Backing in a Quintook, and he scores.
I think Jacobson's going to be a real plus for this Boilermaker team. You know, he was injured a lot last year, didn't play as much, but he's healthy now, getting a little bit stronger. A real good backup in the post.
Anderson zigzags, fades, fires, and missed it. Smith with a head of steam. C.J. Cox, sidestep 3. Book it. Timeout, Texas Tech. Purdue has grown the lead to 11, their largest of the first half. And the top-ranked team in the country is feeling it in the Caribbean.
From the world's most iconic tennis arenas to the glint of an Olympic gold medal, a new court beckons, a new challenge arises. Jack Sock has conquered tennis. Now, Pickleball's next. Mastery, precision, passion, that's what champions are made of. And when it comes to pickleball, there's only one company they turn to. Jack Sock's legacy continues with the #1 brand in pickleball. Selkirk Sport. We are pickleball.
8 straight points, and top-ranked Purdue has stretched the lead to double figures for the first time tonight. Trey Kaufman-Renn, C.J. Cox leading the way for the Boilermakers early. But Braden Smith finding his shot early in this game has to be a good sign for the Boilermakers.
You can see his reaction. He's been frustrated because he knows he's a shooter, but the ball hadn't gone down. And like I said, Jacobson, I think, is going to be a good plus in the backup position there at the low post. He's filling out, getting stronger. I think with each day, I'm sure they got him lifting weights and nutrition as well.
Let's go to Anna with more.
Last season, Jacobson started 2 games before fracturing his tibia, missing the rest of the year. And through that injury, Jacobson focused on getting bigger and stronger. He went from 220 to 250, said that time off helped him gain all that weight without burning the calories in practice. He said he feels like he moves a lot better on the court, and he noticed he isn't getting pushed around as much as before. And Coach Painter told me what he's noticed the most is the increased confidence, and that's what we see out here today, guys.
Matt Painter feels like he just brings a different dimension. Very comfortable playing he and Oscar Clough together. Right now, Clough on the bench. But Jacobson is a capable 3-point shooter if he does post up from the outside. And how does Texas Tech respond after getting blitzed here? 14-3 for Purdue the last 4 minutes. And J.T. Toppin whistled for a double dribble out of the timeout.
Yeah, I got that offhand on the ball. Almost got away with it, but a good call by the officials. You know, the thing about Purdue is you just can't relax. Even when they substitute, go to the bench, they're still very capable of going on a 10-0 run or whatever it may be.
Shot clock never started as Braden Smith brought it across the middle of the floor. November has been made for Matt Painter and Purdue. They've only lost 1 game in this month since the start of the 21-22 season. And after last night's win over Memphis, Purdue is 46-3 their last 49 regular season non-conference games. And they don't just schedule cupcakes this time of year.
No, they play a good schedule year in, year out. And they've had a lot of success in these 4-team tournaments as well. But I got to believe if you're a coach, this would be the tournament you'd want to come to. I mean, it's easy to get to. The competition's great. The arena, even though it's a ballroom, is wonderful. I mean, the fans love it. They're right on top of the court. It's packed.
Well, when you get the support that Purdue has brought down, it's really special. Chanting TKR for Trey Kaufman-Renn, who's ready to inbound the basketball. And the final 50 seconds of the first half, Purdue a very strong close to the opening 20. Well, 5 minutes left on the first half. I was about to say, man, it didn't feel like it, but you never know. We've done a bunch of games here the last 2 nights. All right, the double comes on Trey Kaufman-Renn. Across the floor, he finds Cox. A bounce pass to Jacobson. 2 to shoot. Lawyer, step back, on the money. Fletcher Lawyer drills the 3, and it's 11 straight for Purdue.
Yeah, those hurt, too. When you've done a good job defensively in the rotations, the shot clock gets down to 2, and he knocks one down.
Anderson across the floor. Petty's open. Can't hit. And J.T. Toppin whistled for an over-the-back foul. They have frustrated J.T. Toppin the first 16 minutes of this game.
But Texas Tech had done a real good job. Shot clock was down at 1 there, you see, when the ball was in the air. Fletcher Lawyer liked the shot.
Lawyer got another one. A 3-point marksman, well over 200 in his Purdue career. And the Boilermakers have stretched it to 17 with a 14-0 run. Anderson flips it. Petty into the paint. Nothing coming easy on this end for Texas Tech. and they throw it away. Mackey South is absolutely rocking in the Bahamas.
You said this was a neutral site, right? Fletcher Lawyer getting that 3 ball to go down. Setting fire. Boilers up by 17.
Tomorrow.
It's big time.
It's big time. It's a big-time matchup with big-time stakes as USC takes on Oregon with college playoff implications on the line. Tomorrow on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Love that.
So for Mom, I was thinking...
I thought she didn't want anything.
Oh, like when she says she doesn't want any fries?
And she eats all her fries.
Exactly. What if we get her the new iPhone 17 Pro at AT&T? We can get their best deal without needing the most expensive plan.
Good call.
And you know, she loves her selfies.
Who's that?
No clue.
Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. The most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
It was my idea.
The Cowboys and Thanksgiving are tradition, and it inspires us to make Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels to make our masa from scratch. No artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Tradition matters. How about them Cowboys?
You've got the game.
Get live, local, and primetime games on mobile with NFL Plus.
Our departure has been delayed.
NFL Plus. Keep the NFL in reach.
Now Purdue is bringing the buzz to the Bahamas, and Fletcher Lawyer is lighting it up from the outside at 20 points to lead Purdue last night against Memphis. 10 points so far in this first half.
Well, shooters got to shoot. And you may miss your first 5 like you did last night, but you know sooner or later that ball's going to start going in the basket. When it does, the basket looks like a sewer. Everything's funneling its way into the net. And that's where Fletcher Lawyer is right now.
Check out this dominant stretch put together by Matt Painter's club. 20-3. The last 5 minutes, 39 seconds. 14 straight points for Purdue. A 17-point lead, 3.5 minutes shy of halftime. What can Texas Tech do to feel like they're in this basketball game at the break?
Well, you've got to try to execute offensively and then get some stops defensively. You got to keep playing, break it into smaller segments. You know, say if we can get it under 15, under 12, under 10, maybe by halftime would be the best, I would think, with 3:30 to go. But you never know. You may get a run of your own. It's not like they're not a good team. But Purdue is so talented in the fact that they just keep coming at you in waves, whether it's starters or reserves. They're very capable of going on these types of runs. They're a physical team, too.
Juan Watts handles Trey Kaufman-Renn inside, and he scores over the top of him. 8 first-half points for Trey Kaufman-Renn. And it's 16 straight for Purdue to grow the lead to 19.
It's a really unusual shot, but I mean, it is very effective.
Texas Tech is all out of sorts on that end.
Kaufman-Renn gets in the low post. That right arm kind of extends, which Watts is kind of in a bind there because he's so strong, backing him down. But the ball and the rotation on the ball doesn't have much spin, and so but it's still real soft when it hits up there on the rim.
The fan favorite, Trey Kaufman-Renn, draws 2. It's tapped in the air and taken by Texas Tech. Just the 4th Purdue turnover of the first half.
And there you saw the adjustment. Tech went to a double team. A little delayed getting there, but they did double, force the turnover.
Final 2.5 minutes of the opening 20. Baha Mar Hoops Championship and a reach-in foul.
I think that's what you got to do, too. If there's a switch where Kaufman-Renn gets played out on the floor defensively, you got to go at him, try to draw those fouls, or use your quickness to go by him.
Trey Kaufman-Renn leads to a nice ovation. His 114th game in a Purdue uniform tonight. Oscar Clough back in. as is Jack Benter. Texas Tech haven't scored in almost 5 minutes. Anderson stops and starts, peels back, another miss. Purdue, the preseason #1, briefly #2, but after going to Alabama and beating the Tide in Tuscaloosa last week, back at that #1 spot. Benter drives and scores. 18 straight for Purdue.
Another example of a bench player coming in and giving a big boost offensively. You just can't rest on the defensive end.
And this is a terrific all-around effort. Atwell can't silence the crowd. Atwell opened 3 for 3 from the outside, with 3 misses since then.
Yeah, I don't think you want to just continue to shoot jump shots, though.
Braden Smith flips it back to Clough, and it bounces home. And it's an absolute masterclass being put on by the nation's top team. 20 straight points for Purdue. No answers for Texas Tech. Watts in trouble, and he throws it away. The Boilers are putting together a clinic. All right, coming up, it's AT&T at the half. Kiana Martin, Wally Zerbiak, Chris Walker, Gary Parrish. I'd imagine we'll be talking a lot of Boiler Bowl.
On the other hand, though, you got to look at Texas Tech. I mean, they had a really tough game last night. They were the last game, so they were up really late. Not making excuses, but just the reality. Purdue seems a whole lot fresher. Of course, when you're up this big, you have a tendency to play with a little bit more energy.
Braden Smith operates downhill and took an extra step.
I think that back foot may have drug a little bit. He likes that shot fake.
They say good teams close strong. Halves, games. Texas Tech looking for its first point in more than 6 minutes, and Christian Anderson delivers.
Did a good job coming off that high pick very fast, and it didn't allow Clough a chance to get out there and try to contest that shot.
Shot clock dark here. Purdue can hold for the final take of the opening 20. And here Matt Painter employing his team. Just one shot here. Brady Smith taking air out of the basketball, watched by the true freshman Jalen Petty. Clough sets the screen. Smith lets it fly and fills it up. Got a 3 and the final seconds of the half. And Anderson's heave wide to the right into the crowd. Purdue absolutely dominant through one half in this top 15 showdown from Nassau. A 23-3 run for the Boilermakers to close. Anna Bellinghausen with Matt Painter.
Coach, yesterday you said this team had to learn a lesson about composure. How about this start for your squad?
Yeah, I thought our guys did well. Defensively, obviously, they made some threes early. I think they had 12 of their first 14 points. They made 4 threes. We got to try to break their rhythm there. But I thought we did a pretty good job on Toppin. He shot some ill-advised threes there that helped us. And then he just never got into a rhythm right there. We know Anderson and Toppin's going to be coming out strong in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Toppin, 5 points on 2 of 7 shooting. And Purdue put him in some very uncomfortable spots. End of the first half. Top-ranked Purdue, 49. Number 15, Texas Tech, 26. After a quick break, it's AT&T at the half.
We know tradition. It's what inspires us to make Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels for our masa, crafted for that perfect crunch in every bite, with no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Tostitos. Tradition matters.
We are Selkirk. We are pickleball. 10 years in and just getting started. Family-owned, USA-based, pickleball proud. Selkirk Sport. We are
$15. And this Nintendo Switch sold for less than $20. Deals like these and many more happen in the thousands of daily auctions on DealDash.com. All auctions start at $0. And remember, everything must go.
I got this KitchenAid stand mixer for only $56. I got this barbecue smoker for $26.
And you get a 90-day money-back guarantee with your first purchase.
This brand new iPhone sold for less than $42. And this DJI drone sold for less than $21.
And I got it for $16 on Deal Dash.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
There are auctions going on right now. So what are you waiting for?
Find out if you're getting pulled under on your car insurance at smarterauto.com. In under 2 minutes, we compare over 90 auto insurance carriers so you know if you're overpaying. Find out if you're paying more than you should on car insurance. Shop smarter at smarterauto.com.
Should I convert my IRA to a Roth? You're asking the wrong guy.
You know, financial advice should come from a vetted fiduciary financial advisor who understands your personal financial needs.
That's one intelligent donkey.
You mean a smart ass?
Find an advisor at smartasset.com.
This is AT&T at the Half. Connecting changes everything.
Welcome into our New York studios. Kiana Martin here alongside Gary Parrish, Wally Zerviak, Chris Walker, and we're at the half between 15th ranked Texas Tech, top ranked Purdue. But guys, the Boilers going on a 23-3 run before the half. That's a big first 20, Wally.
It was a clinic, offensive clinic. They shot 65% from the field, 78% from three. Seawalk, you ever do that in a game or a half? I know you. I know in order for you to make 7 threes out of 9, it took you like 29 to make 7. Look at this ball movement. Cox from the corner off the pass from Braden Smith. Braden Smith is 2 for 2 from 3. Foster Lawyer, he's 2 for 3 from 3. What a performance, bouncing back after a scare against Memphis last night. They completely recalibrated, and I said the physicality was going to be the difference, and Texas Tech wants no part of how big, strong, and physical Purdue has been in that first half.
Well, listen, every game takes on a life of its own. Wake Forest, again, when you're the number 1 team, everybody's going to get up to play. You're going to get their best shot. And for some reason, maybe playing back-to-back and Texas Tech surviving that game, they didn't understand what they were in blind for playing against that physicality and the barrage of threes. And here's the other thing. Texas Tech made 7 threes as well, right? But at the end of the day, they turned the ball over out of the double team, and they're just uncharacteristic, but they're missing some pieces from last year. One of them being Darian Williams, and that's why Purdue is the number 1 team in the country, because they retained some very good players, starting with Braden Smith, GP. And I'm telling you right now, this team, and people talk about Arizona and they talk about Houston, but Purdue looks like the number 1 team in the country right now.
Yeah, Wally told you the numbers from the field from 3. Another interesting note from the first half, 4 starters with at least 8 points. So it's really balanced as well. And you're exactly right, Seawalk. After Arizona got 3 top 15 wins in their first 5 games, there are some people who think Arizona should leapfrog Purdue, regardless of what happens here tonight, and be number 1 in the AP poll on Monday. I think it's reasonable to argue any side of it, but Purdue is making an argument right now. And they're saying maybe not so fast.
I also want to go back to what you said, Wally, playing very physical. And you said that when we were looking at their rebounding, currently out-rebounding Texas Tech 19-9 as well in this game. But the consolation game at the Baha Mar was a thriller between Wake Forest and Memphis. The Tigers looking to avoid their worst 5-game start since 1996. And, well, guys, things were looking good until the last second, Wally.
2-point lead for Memphis. Great pass. Spillers kicks it out to Miles Colvin. Nails the 3 at the buzzer. This is the textbook play that Valpo ran for Bryce Drew. The right hash mark, nothing but net. And how does Memphis not foul? No timeouts. Wake Forest didn't have.
Brutal right there. But upon our return, we're going to run through some of the big highlights from today. That also includes another ranked matchup. Wisconsin meeting up with BYU. Could A.J. Devonza and the Cougars avoid a second straight loss?
Have
you ever been to the Bahamas? Have you stood at the edge of two worlds in Eleuthera and Harbor Island? Or stumbled on a secret shore in Mayaguana? Or doubled down in Nassau? If you've only seen one of 700 islands and keys, have you really ever been to the Bahamas? It's not one island, it's a lifetime of them. The islands of the Bahamas.
Texas was feeling unwelcome. Now Texas is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person. They're ready to do your taxes for you, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
Old Trapper Beefs. Energy emergency. Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Out here, sunrise only means one thing. It's go time. Go rake some hay. Go bale some hay. Go check on the herd. Go get the job done right with equipment built to do all the hard work and make it look easy. Morning, noon, and night. Kubota equipment. Built right, built ready.
It's dinner time, and you find yourself on the conversational divide between the grown-ups.
What I'm saying is cats are overrated.
And the not-so-grown-ups. You have a choice. Shop deals on toys with these hooligans. Or be regaled by Uncle Bob's gripping intestinal tales.
So there I was, in the middle of my colonoscopy, and
Was there ever really a choice?
Well, welcome back. We are at the half between Purdue and Texas Tech. Fletcher Lawyer, taking the first half, led a three-point barrage with the Boilers shooting 78% from downtown and leading big. But how about some highlights from earlier today? Wally, we got Kansas State and Nebraska.
We do. Speaking of shooting threes, Jamarcus Lawrence swings it over to Price Sanford. He can make triples. Nebraska's up 10. They were knocking down shots on K-State from way downtown. Bashir knocks that one in, and then here comes Nebraska knocking down that triple. Lawrence buries it from downtown. Nebraska up 4. This game's getting tight.
GP, Wisconsin, and BYU.
That's A.J. DeBonsa, the five-star freshman, and he got going. Put him at the elbow, let him get a smaller man on his back. He can do this all day long. It's why he's among the legitimate candidates to be the #1 pick in the draft. But he wasn't the biggest scorer today. That was Richie Saunders, corner 3. Now here's another one. He had 26 points for the second time this season. BYU wins at 98-70.
Meanwhile, Louisville taking on Cincinnati, Seawalk.
Yeah, Xavier transfer Ryan Conwell. Look at here. Little scrappy, little action in the lane. He gets the layup, puts him up 3. Nice little drive right here. Connie Roots get to the basket, puts the Louisville Cardinals up 7. And Michael Brown Jr., the freshman, look for his name in the lottery. This kid is fantastic. That Kelsey grinding these guys. They're rolling.
Meanwhile, Cam Boozer and the 5th-ranked Duke taking on Niagara, Wally.
They sure are, and this was over early. Cam Boozer shoots the gap, gets the steal. The electric finish. Duke is off and running at Cameron Indoor. How about Gungba creating the turnover and finishing with the big finish? Duke rolling by 58.
Mark Pope trying to keep Kentucky above 500 as they take on Loyola Maryland.
Well, light work tonight. They had them seeing green. Loyola Maryland. Denzel Aberdeen with the pass in the corner. Colin Chandler knocks down the 3. And Ortega Oweh takes flight with the hammer. Kentucky wins big.
Some other top 25 scores. Florida getting the victory. Alex Condon his second double-double of the season as they get the win over Merrimack. Meanwhile, Michigan State putting up a season-high 84 points, but they will be facing UNC on Thanksgiving and fifth-ranked Duke on December 5th. That's their next 2-week schedule. Then meanwhile, Arkansas with their most points in a game since 2020, putting up 115 over Jackson State. UCLA just tipping off not too long ago, currently on top of Presbyterian. 12-4 is your score as we stand. But Gary, I want to get your thoughts on some of these games we've seen today.
Well, Louisville improving to 5-0. They've already got a win over in-state rival Kentucky. Now they go to Cincinnati and beat Cincinnati. That program was down bad under the previous staff, but Pat Kelsey has rebuilt it. They might move into the top 5 of the AP poll on Monday. They've got the dynamic one-and-done point guard, shooters all around him. This is a real title contender.
Hey, GP, I'm going to pick up on your point about the job that Tom Izzo is doing. You're talking about the tone and tenor of college basketball right now, to get older right away, to play with transfers, and he's doing it with freshmen the old school way, being fair, being true to the game, and it's serving him best right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tabonsa and Cameron Boozer, 2 outstanding freshmen, to echo Michael Brown. I mean, the way those teams are put together with freshmen that get it done and some senior leadership, it's pretty impressive.
Well, it also is impressive of what we've seen with Purdue. Can they continue that in the second half? That's it for us. Second half on the way next. We'll see you post-game.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the Half.
Tradition unleashes the passion of the dog pound and inspires us to make Tostitos the traditional way, starting with whole corn kernels to make our masa from scratch. No artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. Tostitos. Tradition matters. Here we go, Browns.
We are Selkirk. We are pickleball. 10 years in and just getting started. Family-owned, USA-based, pickleball proud. Selkirk Sport. We are
8-stand mixer for only $56.
There's millions of fast auctions and always something to win on DealDash.com. And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you'll save.
And shipping is always free.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe? Are you innocent, faultless, above reproach? If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. But finding one, it's laborious, it's strenuous, it's stupefying. That's why you gotta call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. They know the legalese, the lingo, the jargon, and the argot. They'll even tell you how much money your case could be worth. $300,000, $2 million, $86,491, all sorts of numbers. Slip and falls, work accidents, car, truck, bus, motorcycle, motorbike, e-bike, tandem bike. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid, and I don't get paid. So I compel you, I implore you, I beseech you to pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-801-4581.
Nothing rivals Baha Mar Resort here in Nassau, and when you get a top 15 matchup like this, it just boosts the value of this place. 49-26, top-ranked Purdue ahead of Texas Tech at the half with Kyle Macy and Anna Bellinghausen. I'm Chris Sylvester. Purdue used a 23-3 stretch down the opening 20 to build this lead at the break. Does Texas Tech have a prayer in these final 20 minutes?
Not if Purdue plays like they did the first half. I mean, that's how a #1 team should play, and they did everything right. The starters played well. The bench came in, played well. Defensively, they played well. I mean, it was an impressive first half.
Texas Tech, they do have the perimeter shooting to erase a big deficit like this. It's going to have to start on the defensive end, but they did knock down 7 from three-point territory that first half.
Yeah, Donovan Atwell got hot early, but then kind of cooled down. But if he can get that fire lit again, that's one area. Also, the guard coming in off the bench, Petty, hit a couple. Lawyer for Purdue, obviously, he's got fire in his shot as well. But everybody at Purdue shot the ball well. I mean, it was just a matter of who was going to take the shot, whether it was Lawyer or Cox or Smith. They didn't miss many.
No, an absurd 65% from the field put forth by Purdue the opening 20 minutes. Texas Tech 35%. 7 of their 9 makes from the field from three-point territory. Simply put, their defense has to be better to just get back within striking distance in this game.
Yeah, they've got to get some stops somehow, and you've got to run those players off the spots where they're making the threes. You can only allow one shot. You can't give them second shots. You've got to be physical because Purdue is a very physical team.
Well, the Purdue fans who've been waiting all day for this title game brought the energy the opening 20 minutes. Now the Boilermakers trying to finish off Texas Tech here in the final 20. It's Trey Kaufman-Renn opening the second half scoring.
Percentage-wise, they shot worse from the free throw line, only 66%.
It doesn't happen very often. Double figures for Trey Kaufman-Renn. Donovan Atwell comes up short. Long rebound and a collision finally taken by Purdue. The hustle from Trey Kaufman-Renn. That's why they love him up in West Lafayette. Lawyer. Bamboye and Clough get tied up. Possession arrow points the way of Texas Tech. A hard spill as those two came together on the baseline.
Kind of a wrestling match for that rebound. Clough's been a little bit quiet compared to the way he played last night, but he really hasn't been asked to do a lot because everybody else is playing so well, shooting so well, and defensively. He clogs up a lot of space in that middle.
Oscar Clough led college basketball with 22 double-doubles last year at South Dakota State. Only has one through his first 5 games with Purdue. Tyree Bryan, quiet first half. Can't hit his first attempt to the second.
What Tech's trying to do, they're trying to draw the double down low and then space players at the top in the corner, but Purdue's doing an excellent job of recovering once that ball is kicked out.
C.J. Cox. And another tie-up. This time it's Petty and Clough. And this time the possession arrow keeps it with the Boilermakers.
Clough got away with the push off that time. And boy, floated across the lane. Watch on the rebound down here to the right. He just pushes him off right there. Sends him to the floor. He's strong.
Lawyer off the inbound. Oscar Clough, the stick back slam.
Yeah, Bamboye was out here on the wing trying to contest that shot. None of the little guys are going to be able to stop Clough from going to the glass.
A strong start to the second half for the senior from Australia. J.T. Toppin gets downhill. Anderson's open. Another one-and-done trip for Texas Tech. Smith. Last touched by Texas Tech. Oscar Clough, you said he's been quiet. Not here in the first couple minutes of the second half.
Yeah, watch him going to the offensive board. He could have stood there and watched, but instead was very active. Played above the rim there.
Anna's got more on the big man.
Well, basketball was never the plan for the Australian native Oscar Clough. He swam and played rugby growing up. He didn't pick up a basketball until he was 15 years old. Found out he was pretty good after high school. Had zero plan to pursue the sport. He was actually working in a metal factory 40 hours a week and just getting up shots for fun with a semi-pro team in Australia. A mentor of his said, hey, you should try to pursue this. Pointed him to the U.S. and he decided to give it a shot, went the JUCO route, ended up at Purdue, and Clough told me, hey, being a D1 player in America is a lot more fun than working in that metal factory.
It all started with a couple junior college seasons, Cochise in Arizona for a couple of years, then to Washington State, last year at South Dakota State, and now is a real shot at a deep run in March with the nation's top team. All Boilermakers here in the Baha Mar Hoops Championship, and a reach-in foul on Purdue. It's the second on the Boilers this half.
Working in a metal factory, he must have been bending that metal. That's how he got so strong.
6'11", 255. Oscar Clough is a specimen out there. Donovan Atwell. 5 straight misses after he hit his first 3. And Texas Tech touched it last.
Tech's doing a good job in the rotations of getting the ball to the open player, but they're just not knocking down those shots.
Grant McCaslin trying to keep his team in it. Beautiful dish, and Clough detonates at the cup. Razzle dazzle for the Boilers. They keep pouring it on in the Bahamas. And an offensive foul. Braden Smith bringing the energy. And a timeout. March intensity in November, and the nation's top team rolling in paradise. All Purdue, all the time.
This is Tom. Work has been weird lately. He's got to fly the coop, and fast. Luckily, AI mode in Google Search can help him hatch a plan. It's got to be quick, and it's got to be, yeah. That should do it. Phew, things were getting dicey there for a moment, but now everything's gravy. Planning a quick getaway? Just ask Google.
Love that. So for Mom, I was thinking...
I thought she didn't want anything.
Oh, like when she says she doesn't want any fries?
And she eats all her fries.
Exactly. What if we get her the new iPhone 17 Pro at AT&T? We can get their best deal without needing the most expensive plan.
Good call.
And you know, she loves her selfies.
Who's that?
No clue.
Get the all-new iPhone 17 Pro on us. The most powerful iPhone yet. Most expensive plan not required.
It was my idea.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that opens up a world of possibilities. With Venture X, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can it keep me warm when I'm cold?
Wait, no, I'm always hot.
Sleep Number does that.
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Sleep Number does that. Your ideal firmness and effortless comfort all night.
Can it help us sleep better and better?
Please.
Sleep Number does that. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Braden Smith has a chance to join some elite college basketball company when it's all said and done, closing in on the #2 assist figure all time in the history of the Big Ten Conference. He's got 6 tonight, had 11 last night, 807 for his career. Kind of has an outside chance to catch Bobby Hurley for the all-time NCAA record.
He does. I mean, plays like the last one where, he just makes that pass. No look, saw the gap, but knows how to get the ball to his teammate. And he's got some finishers around him, which always helps. You can make a great pass, but if guys can't make a shot, then you're not going to get many assists. Yeah, passed 800 last night, with that one now at 807, moving up that chart.
Brandon Smith, who took a couple hard spills last night, wanting that wet spot on the floor wiped up. Purdue has held Texas Tech without any points in the first 3 minutes, 15 seconds out of halftime. And this lengthy run put together by the Boilermakers to close the first half has bled into the early moments of the second. Not really letting the Red Raiders feel like they can get back in this game. Oscar Clough spins on Toppin, an easy 2. Clough is cooking.
Yeah, and I think now you've got to maybe think about trying something else, maybe even a little earlier, where your man-to-man's not doing it. So try a zone. Memphis had some success when they went to a little bit of a zone last night. At least for a while, give it a try, a different look for the offense.
And Toppin draws a foul. Been a frustrating night for JT Toppin. 2 of 7, just 5 points. And Oscar Clough, a low post clinic. This is textbook.
Yeah, a little spin play. Big guy, he's pretty agile. But look at the length of his arms as well. I mean, not just is he tall, but he's got long arms and good feel in the hands. He doesn't have to knock the ball down to catch it. He can actually catch it on the pass.
Anderson dribbles underneath. They double Lawan Watts. Last touched by Fletcher Lawyer. 5 to shoot on the other side for Texas Tech. Red Raiders still have not scored in the second half, and it's all Purdue in Nassau.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper, so you can see weight loss results faster. Lose 20% of your weight with the formula that hits not 1, but 2 hormones for less hunger and faster results. Weight loss, faster. Confidence, higher. Price, cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
With Straight Talk's real unlimited data, say yes a lot more.
Can I call Grandma? Yes.
Yes to unlimited video calling.
Oh, hi, sweetie. Hi, your sweater would look so...
Yes to unlimited gifting.
Yes.
With Straight Talk, say yes to unlimited holiday moments.
No.
Let the yes-tivities begin.
Yes.
New and existing customers get a free 5G phone on us on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart.
You've got the magic touch. It makes me glow so much.
If you misplaced your card, slide to the right and the card's locked. The Chase mobile app has card lock. Locked, unlocked, locked, unlocked. And it has encryption technology to help you keep your data safe. Cool, right? That's peace of mind from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Welcome back to the Bahamas. I'm joined with President of the Baha Mar, Graham Davis. A beautiful resort, a beautiful event. I got to ask you, though, about that first game, that buzzer beater. How incredible was that in this environment?
Unbelievable. It's got to be the play of the day without question. Unbelievable right there. What a shot. That's all I can say. Incredible.
What makes this such...
Here at Baha Mar, what better place to have, I think, the play of the day.
100%. I mean, what makes this the perfect destination for college basketball?
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, it is absolutely one of the most breathtaking places on earth here in the Bahamas. We're only 30 minutes from South Florida. Very easy to get here. 48 flights a day, and here we are at Baha Mar, luxury of choice experience across SLS, Grand Hyatt, our premium, top of the line, Rosewood at Baha Mar, 45 restaurants and bars, an incredible arena like this that we have here, and a gorgeous beach, great weather. You can't beat it.
You can't beat it. Thank you so much for your time, and we're enjoying every minute of it out here.
I'm glad you are. It really is. At that 4th year here with Baha Mar Hoops, we look forward to number 5.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Baha Mar seemingly built for buzzer beaters, right? And Jeremy Roach Baylor beat St. John's on a buzzer beater last year in double overtime. Miles Colvin, we just showed you from Wake Forest earlier tonight. And Texas Tech, their woes continue out of the timeout, not realizing the shot clock situation.
Yeah, just lack of focus. I mean, I'm sure they drew up something knowing the shot clock was down at the timeout. So you walk off onto the court from the timeout and you don't get a shot.
Kind of puzzling. Second night of a back-to-back. Texas Tech fought to the very end. 1-point win over Wake Forest last night. Purdue has just been a few steps quicker in this game.
Yeah, and look at all the movement from the players. That first part of that offensive set, 4 guys were moving. Whoever had the ball was looking to pass and get a teammate a basket.
And a tough couple shooting nights for Lawan Watts, who was terrific last year at Washington State. Atwell will keep shooting, and he missed again. Now 3 for 9 from the perimeter, and he opened 3 for 3 from out there. Here's Jack Benter off the bounce. And a couple free throws on the way for the redshirt freshman from Brownstown, Indiana. 13 minutes for Benter last night. Started the first 2 games of the season in Trey Kaufman-Wren's absence. Oscar Clough leads to a nice ovation.
Well, C.J. Cox has really played well down here, kind of gone unnoticed because he's got some other teammates playing with maybe just a touch better, but he's been a great supporting teammate.
Sure has. 18 points last night for C.J. Cox. Has poured in 10 in 21 minutes in this game. Texas Tech still hasn't scored in the second half. Top in, cleans it up. Finally, some points for the Red Raiders.
And he finally went inside with the basketball. He's been relying so much on the three-pointer, the perimeter shooting, which wasn't falling.
Lawyer throws it away. Anderson open. Toppin, 4 straight, and a free throw coming for J.T. Toppin.
Kind of took that offensive board away from his teammate, but got it right back up. You see the shot going off the side of the rim. Both players from Tech get it. Toppin finishes on the follow. One thing Tech does sometimes, and again, it's early in the season, they'll get better at it, but when they come down, they don't just flow right into their offensive set, whether it's a secondary break or a set in the half court. They get there, they dribble it a few times, and all that does is let Purdue set their defense. And Purdue's too good in half court defense to give them that opportunity every time to get the defense set. You want to try to score some. We saw it last night with McDaniel pushing the ball and beating the defense down and getting some easy baskets.
Jacobson sets the screen for Braden Smith. Up top. Down to 5 to shoot. Jakari Harris pulls the trigger and missed it off the back rim. Leon Horner seeing his first action here in the second half with the rebound for Texas Tech. Toppin drives and draws another foul. So J.T. Toppin maybe finding a rhythm here, but a lot of points to chase here for Texas Tech with 13 and 24 to play.
Yeah, I don't know if you really look at the scoreboard right now. If you're Texas Tech, I think you just try to work on things that the way you want to play, and that's one of them: going to the basket, drawing fouls on the big men and the opponents. You know, if you can get Rin out of the lineup, fine. There's another big guy going to come in, but if you keep going at it, you're going to draw some fouls or get some drives to the basket, especially when you're not making any three-point shots, when all you're doing is shooting threes the first 6 minutes of the second half.
Trey Kaufman-Wren, who just picked up that last foul, his 4th, exits for Purdue, and Toppin splits the pair.
And nothing against Jacobson, but you'd rather go against him on defense than you would Kaufman-Wren.
Grant McCaslin a little perplexed at how Purdue has blitzed his basketball team tonight. Meyer feeds Jacobson.
Oh.
And the 7'4" big man takes a spill, draws a foul. This is the first meeting between Grant McCaslin and Matt Painter as you get another look at the foul on J.T. Toppin, sending Jacobson to the free throw line. 2021 round of 64. Grant McCaslin is a 13 seed at North Texas, upended Matt Painter and Purdue in overtime in the round of 64. And we're talking to Grant a couple of days ago. He doesn't like matching up with Matt Painter, not just because he has a good basketball team, but they're good friends. They go back to Grant's days as a junior college head coach in the early 2000s when he would often recommend his players take a chance on Matt Painter's Purdue program as he was growing it up in West Lafayette.
Yeah, it didn't mind us so much during the season, but tournament time, because it's such a big deal to make the tournament, and then you go against one of your friends, and it's really difficult.
Anderson deals. Gets it back from Petty. Toppin with a tough spin and couldn't hit the hook shot over the 7-4 center. J.T. Toppin just 4 of 11 from the field tonight, and that rolls on through for Braden Smith. 10 points for the All-American point guard. The Boilers grow the lead back to 30. They've led by as many as 31 tonight. And have been in firm control of this game since the final 5 minutes of the first half. And one for Leon Horner, sophomore from Dallas. Only played a couple of minutes last night against Wake Forest. Grant McCaslin looking for some answers, and Horner has a chance at a three-point play.
Good pass by Toppin. And they're just a little slow and sliding down in the rotations.
9 appearances for Horner last season. One of the 6 returners Grant McCaslin brought back from an Elite 8 team a season ago. Texas Tech added 8 newcomers, 5 transfers, 3 freshmen. Benter lost it. Harris recovers. Eyes on the basket, falling away, and he missed everything. Petty on a bounce. Toppin comfortable from out there and puts it in.
One thing for Tech, you know, no matter how the outcome, obviously it looks like they're probably not going to make a comeback, but it's really is going to make them a better team because now they've got a standard to go against. Every day in practice, they can compare it to how Purdue played, how hard they played, how well they rebounded, how well they shot it.
A break in the action with 11:22 to play. J.T. Toppin starting to cook here in the second half, but it's all Boilers in the Bahamas. A 25-point lead for Purdue.
So I'm sensing a bit of tension between you two.
Well, our heart attack was a wake-up call, but I still feel like we could do more to avoid another one.
Come on. I started eating kale. Kale. And I take statins.
Right, and we're hitting the gym, but I'm worried it's not enough. I just want him to ask our doctor about Repatha.
Normally, I don't take sides, but you should listen to your heart.
Repatha plus a statin dramatically lowers LDL-C by 63% and drops the risk of having a heart attack by 27%. Do not take Repatha if you're allergic to it. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
You were right. Our LDL-C is in a better place.
And so are we.
Listen to your heart. Ask your doctor about Repatha. At Wayfair, the holidays are here and...
I am not ready.
I know. Let's get you prepped with Wayfair. Push it.
Got it.
Run it again.
Reed, front door. Snowflake sheets, guest bed. Extra dining chair, analytics +1.
Perfect.
Fast and free shipping!
He's ready.
Win the season with Wayfair.
Top-ranked Purdue dominating in the Baha Mar Hoops championship game tonight. Oscar Clough, the national leader, 22 double-doubles a season ago, already has his second in a Purdue uniform tonight.
Yeah, 10 and 10, just taking up space, has good hands, catches the ball very well, fouls, rebounds on the offensive end and defense. And when you're getting passes like that, you're going to shoot a high percentage. 5 of 7 from the floor tonight.
10 points, 10 boards in just 15 minutes for Oscar Clough. One of just 10 players in the history of the NCAA to put together these numbers. Not bad for a guy that was working 40 hours a week in a metal factory back home less than a decade ago. Zach Edey on that list. Tim Duncan, some of the all-time great big men. The late Bill Walton on that list as well. Texas Tech 7 made threes in this game, all of them in the first half. They've whiffed on all 6 of their perimeter attempts since the break. Venter with the back door, and it's Meyer for 2.
Doing everything right tonight, Boilermakers.
Continued their relentless pressure on this end to make things tough on Tech to score the basketball. Mismatch. Anderson twirls around Clough and gets to the goal for 2.
I think that's what you got to do. Try to get to the rim. If they stop you, then kick it out. Don't force the shot.
Christian Anderson, 11 points tonight. Meyer probing. Book it. A free throw line hit. 9 off the bench on a perfect 4 for 4 from the field. Topton saw some space and floats it in. You talk about the unorthodox push shot of Trey Kaufman-Renn. Right. That's a beautiful southpaw hook from JT Toppin, but he's got some range on it.
And Kaufman-Renn does as well.
Meyer's first miss. Karams out to Christian Anderson.
I think he hit a hook shot late last year to win a game that was well out on the floor.
JT Toppin in Tech's 4 NCAA tournament games had 4 double-doubles. Tyree Bryan can't get on the board. You figure Tyree Bryan, who was really limited in practices leading up to the season with a foot injury, will get going at some point as Oscar Clough is fouled underneath the basket. Yeah, he's a guy that has over 900 points in his college career, had a 35-point game up at the Kennel against the Zags last season.
Yeah, you don't want to bring him back too quickly and re-injure the foot, so I'm sure that, like the old pitch count for the pitchers, similar type thing, minute count, just work his way back to 100%.
You say the old pitch count for the pitchers, that's yeah, more of a new thing. Back in the old days, they just threw those guys like 5 times a week. That's why Cy Young has 511 career wins. Braden Smith, Jakari Harris to the bench. One more free throw for big Oscar Clough. His portal process was so interesting. His head coach last year at South Dakota State, Eric Henderson, who's at Drake now, called Matt Painter. He and Clough's junior college coach at Cochise in Arizona handled his recruitment in the portal.
Yeah, a little unusual. Your college coach is handling you going someplace else, especially when you're that good of a player. You know, if you're a problem, they may want to handle your recruiting.
Toppin sets the screen for Petty. He'll find the big man inside, and he missed the flush, but he was fouled on the way up.
Petty coming off that pick. Clough comes out, a little left-handed bounce pass, the right side of the where the defender, you want to pass it away from the defender.
You have to love the late night energy from the Boiler faithful in Nassau. It's been quite a scene this weekend with all the black and gold scattered throughout the resort.
I don't know about scattered, they're everywhere. Word was they had every chair at the pool taken. They got about every seat in the gym taken. But why not when you've got a team that's #1 ranked in the country and playing this well?
JT Toppin, Jack Benter get tangled up, and Toppin whistled for the foul as the officials talk about this one, and it's headed to the monitor.
It'll be interesting to see, because back in the day, which was quite a while ago, if a player was moving on the pick, and I don't know if Benter did or not, I just saw him falling down, but as they look at it, we'll be able to see if a player was moving, you would run through the pick, because that's the only way the official would call it. But now they're going to check and see if it was unnecessary, and he wasn't moving. You've got to put your arms in to protect yourself, so that was probably uncalled for. That's my official opinion. If I was an official, which I'm not, don't want to be.
You sure?
Yes.
Still got some time to get out there and put on the black and white.
No thanks. A little bit of frustration, I think, on Toppin's part. It's not been a very good night for his team.
Well said. JT Toppin himself, 6 of 13 from the field. 3 of 7 at the free throw line.
But another school in Indiana University, used to try to set a lot of moving picks, and that was, you had to make contact with that pick before the official would call it. The old Bobby Knight passing game days.
So should this be upgraded, likely looking at a flagrant one?
I'd say, yeah, probably flagrant one.
Purdue, they've been pouring it on since the final few minutes of the first half. Have kept 15th ranked Texas Tech at arm's length for much of the night here in Nassau. Texas Tech, they've got plenty more tough tests ahead before the Big 12. LSU, Arkansas, Duke on neutral floors next month. So Tony Padilla comes away from the monitor, and we've been told the foul on Toppin will be, in fact, upgraded to a flagrant one.
Good to see Benter up, moving around. Took a good shot.
So Jack Benter, the redshirt freshman, will take the 2 shots, and Purdue will keep the basketball. JT Toppin taken out of the game. Lopsided score, 8:34 to play. You almost wonder if there's any point in even putting Toppin back out there.
No, he's out there. I think he thought he
thought he was coming out of the game. Grant McCaslin will keep him in there. He's gone to sit down on the bench as if he might be done for the night. Oscar Clough. He has owned this matchup in the second half, and he scores again.
We didn't call his name much that first half, but he's really turned it on this second half.
Sure has. 13 and 11 for the big man. JT Toppin sets the screen for Christian Anderson. Last touched by Texas Tech. Now 70 in the point column for #1 Purdue, and still 7:56 to play at Baha Mar Hoops.
Texas was feeling unwelcome. Now Texas is an open door, literally, to new TurboTax stores. Meet our experts in person. They're ready to do your taxes for you, so you can walk out with confidence. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax.
I told myself I was okay with my moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis symptoms.
With my psoriatic arthritis symptoms.
But just okay isn't okay. And I was done settling.
If you still have symptoms after trying Humira or Enbrel, Rinvoq works differently. Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that can rapidly relieve joint pain, stiffness, and swelling as fast as 2 weeks for some. It can relieve fatigue and stop joint damage. And in PSA, Rinvoq can leave skin clear or almost clear.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events, infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant, or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Done settling?
Ask your rheumatologist for Rinvoq.
Then take back what's yours.
AbbVie could help you save.
Tomorrow at noon Eastern, CBS Sports Network heads to the gridiron. It's a full day of college football, beginning with Army and Tulsa. Then later, a double dose of the Mountain West. New Mexico visits Air Force at 7, followed by Utah State and Fresno State at 10:30. The Bulldogs control their own destiny to get to the Mountain West title game. Matt Entz, the former North Dakota State Bison head coach, in his first season has them bowl eligible for a 5th straight year, and they have been led by their rushing attack. 4-2 in the Mountain West, 2nd in the conference standings. Went to Boise and beat the Broncos on the blue turf earlier this season, which even you as a full-time hoops guy, I know you don't watch anything but basketball until after basketball season, you can appreciate a win like that for Fresno State at Albertsons.
Who told you that? I watch all kinds of sports.
John Rothstein.
No.
He said you're not allowed to watch any basketball until May.
I played all kinds of sports. I enjoy watching all kinds of sports. Go to events if I'm close and get a ticket.
So Texas Tech had challenged that last out-of-bounds call, and they had a successful challenge. Replay review showed it was off of Benter. So that gives Texas Tech its final timeout back. We'll see if it's much of a factor in a 29-point game with 7:56 to play.
No, they're saying it was off of Horner because that's why Purdue gets the ball.
No, we were told differently. It's Purdue basketball, and it was a Matt Painter challenge. Texas Tech still has 1 timeout. Purdue all 3 of theirs.
One thing that's impressive about Purdue's offense too is watch how hard they cut coming off those screens.
A takeaway for Nolan Groves, seeing his first action here in the second half. Fletcher Lawyer picks up the foul, and Groves, who was the Minnesota Gatorade State Player of the Year in high school, at one point was committed to go play in the Ivy League at Yale. Winds up here in the Big 12 at Texas Tech. Started the first couple games of the season and earns himself the 2nd free throw. One of the 3 freshmen added to the roster in the offseason. 28 wins for Texas Tech last year, all the way to the Elite 8. When you think about it, both of these teams left the end of last season heartbroken with the way their tournament games ended.
Got to use that as motivation to get ready for the next season if you're a returning player. Obviously, you feel bad for the seniors when it happens, but the players knowing they're coming back, not going to transfer, whatever, just going to work harder and kind of get them focused in on the goal, not to let it happen again.
Myers steps back, and it rolls off. Petty. Out of bounds.
Again, you're down big, but still you want to continue to try to improve as a team. And Petty, the only one that touched the basketball bringing it up the floor, takes the shot. Everybody else is standing around watching.
JT Toppin, Christian Anderson in this game for Texas Tech. The two leading returning scorers from that Elite Eight team last year have combined for 26 of the 42. Texas Tech still trying to figure out their identity beyond those two guys. LaJuan Watts had some good games early in the season, including a 21-point effort at Illinois. It hasn't been much of a factor scoring the basketball in these two games in the Bahamas. Trey Kaufman-Renn in a crowd. Purdue keeps it. Clough finds Jakari Harris inside for the basket.
Real nice pass. Felt the double team, saw it come at him, and just found the open man.
When you look at this Texas Tech team, they trail in this game by 30, 6.5 minutes left to play. They lost their second and third leading scorers from that team last year. Darian Williams winds up with Will Wade at NC State. Chance McMillan ran out of eligibility. You look for guys like Tyree Bryan and Donovan Atwell and LaJuan Watson, maybe some of these freshmen to pick up some of the scoring load here and take the pressure off guys like JT Toppin and Christian Anderson.
It'll take a little while, though, to get used to what's expected, what they've got to do to be a big part of this team. Groves knocks one down.
Nolan Groves, the freshman, getting some run late here. 5 points off the bench. Meyer can't answer back. It's loose on the floor, picked up by Clough for a moment, still pinballing around, and here comes Anderson. He careens to the cup and lays it in. So Texas Tech continuing to show fight. 5:25 left to play in this game.
Good move here by the official. Just stop the clock long enough so the ball boys can wipe up the floor. A lot of players hustling, diving for the loose ball. Nobody needs to get hurt. Got Clayton Sloan out there, Griffin Sloan out there working hard. All right, Clayton. You can get off the floor.
Wants his 10 minutes of fame, man. Christian Anderson, by the way, that last layup, the first Texas Tech fast break points of the game. That'll happen when the other team's scoring more times than not. They're loving the ball boys now. Harris on a bounce into Trey Kaufman-Renn.
Once he gets that position, his height and his long arms and his touch, I don't know how you stop that shot. You got to get him out on the floor. Don't let him get that close to the basket. But when I say get him out on the floor, he's got range out to about 12, 13, 14 feet, seems like.
Anderson probing. Can't score it this time as it's ripped away by big Oscar Clough inside. Then he's fouled. A dominant showing from the nation's #1 team tonight. And they have not really let the foot off the gas all that much.
And you know, that's one thing about this tournament. It's such a good experience for all the teams. I mean, I think Purdue probably learned something last night. They came out a little flat against Memphis early in the contest, and they didn't do that tonight. So they realized that we've got to be ready to play no matter who the opponent is. We're working on trying to be better ourselves.
Tennessee, the champion last year of this event. Miami 2 seasons ago. Purdue trying to join them Old school Bahamas Flamingo trophy. Boiler Nation loves them some Oscar Clough. This three from Petty. Offensive rebound, JT Toppin. And Anderson left the three-pointer short.
We happened to be right in line from that shot, and his feet were actually pointing towards the side, not even at the inline with the basket. He shot the ball kind of from his left side. He's a right-hander. So when you miss, there's reasons you miss. You're usually not in line, or the follow through isn't at the basket.
Matt Painter, with time winding down in this game, will go a little deeper into the bench. Aaron Fine, the redshirt freshman, we'll see some time here late. A couple more for Omer Meyer.
The bonus for Matt Painter in practice, having this much depth. I mean, your scrimmages and practice sessions are very competitive.
Matt Painter feels like this is his deepest team in his 21 seasons at his alma mater, on the cusp of his 502nd career win, as he closes in on Gene Keady's all-time Purdue wins record. Daniel Jacobson, the 7'4" big man. We told you he's capable from out there, and he fills it up.
And so you see this Purdue team, and if you're an opposing coach, what do you have to do to at least be competitive and beat this team? Well, Memphis was a pretty athletic team, and they had good length. They just weren't strong enough because of the bulk inside of Purdue. So if you somehow can be bulky but also athletic and long, guard play is going to be important, but you got to be a physical team. I think that's the most important thing, this Purdue team, because of their depth in the post. With Kaufman, Wren, as well as Clough. Jacobson coming in off the bench.
This is Nolan Groves, and Jacobson clears it away. 2.5 to play. You know the Big Ten's loaded. There will be plenty of tests, both at home and on the road. But so far here in the month of November, Purdue is up there eye test wise with some of the best we've seen in college basketball. Obviously Arizona, they've got the marquee wins early in the season, but tough to argue with some of these ridiculous offensive efficiency numbers that Purdue's put together these first 6 contests. Oh, the big fella Jacobson. Everybody having fun in a Boiler uniform tonight.
Pivotal games shaping the playoff race. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and
8-stand mixer for only $56.
There's millions of fast auctions and always something to win on DealDash.com. And today, new users get a $50 bonus credit. Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you'll save.
And shipping is always free.
If you've been in an accident that wasn't your fault, well, your favorite attorney has a message for you. Collision, calamity, catastrophe? Are you innocent, faultless, above reproach? If you want money, you need an attorney. You need a bulldog. But finding one, it's laborious, it's strenuous, it's stupefying. That's why you gotta call the number on your screen now. They'll help you connect to a legal expert. You have questions, they have answers. They know the legalese, the lingo, the jargon, and the argot. They'll even tell you how much money your case could be worth. $300,000, $2 million, $86,491, all sorts of numbers. Slip and falls, work accidents, car, truck, bus, motorcycle, motorbike, e-bike, tandem bike. These bulldogs will make sure people pay. And if you don't get paid, the attorneys don't get paid, and I don't get paid. So I compel you, I implore you, I beseech you to pick up that phone and call now to see what your case could be worth.
800-801-4581.
Coming up next, get in-depth highlights and analysis of the latest hoops action. We go coast to coast on Inside College Basketball right here on CBS Sports Network. Purdue inching closer to etching its name on the Baha Mar Hoops Championship Flamingo Trophy here in Nassau. Last season, the Tennessee Volunteers captured the title. Miami, UCF, and Louisville, the past champions of this budding event that has just gotten better year by year and will continue to do so, especially when you get good reports from guys like Rick Barnes and Matt Painter and Jim Larinaga, who's since hung up the clipboard there. But just great experience all around. Not only the basketball, you can talk about all the other stuff they have here.
Yep. BD Global does a great job, all the different sporting events. People very friendly that work it. They work hard, long hours, and never complain. At least not to us.
Wait until we get off the air. Jacobson tried to save it in. It'll stay with Texas Tech. Red Raiders will have to dust themselves off after splitting the 2 games here in Nassau. Did pick up a nice resume win over Wake Forest tomorrow. Big 12 is loaded with resume games. Texas Tech won't be short in opportunities when it's all said and done. Red Raiders will be idle until Sunday the 30th following this contest. Still hustling for loose balls here late in a lopsided game.
And you see for Purdue, number 32, J.C. Rail, grandson of Jimmy Rail, the splendid splinter.
The Indiana Hoosier legend.
Yeah, yep. His father, I think, is what I hear is good friends with Matt Painter.
Jack Lusk is also in for Purdue. Bamboye. It bounces off, and Jacobson saves it in. No, Jace Rail, he's a fan favorite.
Kokomo, Indiana. About 15, 20 miles from my hometown.
Aaron Fine. You know, these Boiler fans want to erupt for the walk-ons to add to this point total. Horner on a baseline drive, they'll count it. Leon Horner's second and 1.
Good attempt to try to take that charge.
Sure was.
And he did a good job getting outside the arc where he set his feet.
.30-point lead for Purdue as we close in on the final minute here. The Boilers, who were tested yesterday against Memphis, really took control of this game shy of halftime tonight and never looked back. Jacobson scores. He's got a chance to be special.
He does. He's got great height, obviously, but he's showing he can shoot outside and developing that hook inside. He's getting stronger. You can tell from if you saw him last year play to this year. That's going to continue as he continues to mature. Just a sophomore.
Petty feeds Bamboye, and he's fouled. So the VCU transfer will toe the free throw stripe there in the final minute. Daniel Jacobson, opening day starter last year for Purdue, and a minute into the second game of the season suffered what wound up being a season-ending leg injury. Talked about him adding 30 pounds in the rehab process. Right now, just a nice depth piece, but you look ahead, this guy has a chance to be at the focal point of Purdue's success the next couple of years.
And they've had a 7-footer in the lineup for a long time.
Kind of a signature of Matt Painter's. Matt Painter's a tall glass of water himself.
Yeah, he was a player. Gene Katie is his coach.
Lob it up. Jacobson puts the cherry on top for Purdue.
Lob it up and hammer it down. Boilers like to say, boiler up, hammer down.
Jacobson adds a block. Fine on the run out. Fouled hard by Groves.
Smart move by Fine, though, to gather himself. 2-foot takeoff. Last play, Fine driving the basketball, sees the defense commit to him, and just throws it up. And Jacobson really doesn't have to jump very high to get above the rim at 7-4.
Aaron Fine just 800 some odd assists behind his teammate Braden Smith. The all-time Purdue list. Yeah, the Boilers, they just didn't need much scoring from Braden Smith in these 2 games in Nassau. 5 points last night, 10 points in this game. It's scary to think what this team can be when Braden Smith is scoring a bunch. But they simply don't need it with this group.
They don't really ask him to. I mean, if he's open, he's capable of scoring. But, you know, they've got other outlets for the scoring. He's just more control the tempo of the game, get everybody in the right position, and set the tone with his toughness. And, you know, you can see from Purdue, they play with the cockiness that you have to have if you want to be a championship team.
Is it confidence or is it cockiness?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing.
All right.
It's a cocky confidence where, you know you've put the work in, and so you gain that confidence. And
now Bamboye.
I mean, you have to have belief in yourself as a team if you're going to win a championship.
There will be better days ahead for Texas Tech. But this night, this week, belongs to the top-ranked Purdue Boilermakers, who win the Baha Mar Hoops Championship. 2 good friends, Grant McCaslin, Matt Painter. I don't think anybody would be surprised if they saw each other again 4 months from now.
It could very well happen, yep.
Top-ranked Purdue taking care of business in the Bahamas. And the Boilermakers now 47-3, their last 50 non-conference games. They have just dominated non-conference competition in recent memory. Our final look at the bracket here at the Baha Mar Championship. Boy, what a finish earlier. The former Boilermaker, Miles Colvin, got the last laugh. Wake Forest, an unreal buzzer beater to take down Memphis. And Purdue, thanks to a big stretch, closing out the first half in this game. Able to blow out Texas Tech in the final, 86-56. The Boilers' best win yet. Oscar Clough played a big role tonight.
Yeah, he did. He played a real good second half. He lobbed down low and finished with a 2-hand slam. He's just so big in the post, but he is also very agile. He moves pretty well for his size. Has good hands, makes a good catch, strong finish. Really, first play.
Bellinghausen trying to wrangle down Oscar Clough.
Oscar, a Baha Mar championship for this team. What kind of statement did this Boiler crew just make?
A big one, I think. I mean, we're getting better every day. We're doing good. We're gonna go have some fun right now.
All right, a handful of years ago, you were working in a metal factory back in Australia. Now you're leading the #1 team in the country. How incredible of a journey has this been for you?
Oh, it's been a wild journey, something I'd never expect, but I'm living and loving every moment of it.
How about these fans in this environment?
Boiler up, the fans here are incredible. The craziest fans I've ever seen. This is insane. All love to them.
All right, Oscar, go get that trophy.
You know, it's one thing to have this fan base Phil Mackey and go crazy. It's another thing to have them all travel down to the Caribbean and go crazy here at the Baha Mar Resort. Oscar Clough, a double-double tonight, and the Purdue Boilermakers are champions of the 2025 Baha Mar Hoops Bahamas Championship. An impressive 30-point win here in the title game to knock off number 15, Texas Tech. 86-56, your final score. For Kyle Macy, Anna Bellinghausen, our producer, John Colano, director, Sidney Boxell, I'm Chris Sylvester saying so long from paradise. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Inside College Basketball starts right now.